Yo, what's up guys, Nate here. So in today's video, I'm just showing you guys the replays that got me to top 7 in the entire world. I figure, honestly, this was basically just like last week, but pretty much I was in bed and I was not on my PC, so, it's either this or, honestly, I was kind of not nervous, but I was just, okay, honestly, I just did not think I was going to get top 7. That's why I didn't record my games. If I knew that, I obviously would have recorded them live and like done like a voiceover or something. But we're facing Hog 2.6 here. I think at this point I knew that I was in contention for a single digit, but I wasn't really too sure like, if I was actually gonna make it. But we're facing or I am facing Hog 2.6 here. I'll say Hog 2.6 is really not that bad of a matchup. I think in this case Vadimus just outcycle me, and then of course I decided to opt to for a log delivery here and just eat the hog shot. Because I feel like if I had went for a log there or like overcommitted, then that turret would have gotten like way more damage than the hog. So right here, he did overcommit, so he does have to kind of overcommit on defense on top of my Dark Prince here. But like I told you before, right? Hog is a really good matchup. I know in my last video, I did lose to Hog Rider, so maybe that's not like the best example, but I do feel like if you guys just don't get starting handed, then you should be fine. I think I just go for the minor chip here. Can I see like what he wants to do? Just go for ice mode defense here as well. And I think now my cycle is pretty good. I do my rocket in my hand. I do the Dark Prince here as well, so I opted to just go Dark Prince it back here in the case that he does want to support his hog. But I feel like, let's say he might go for like a hog musky push opposite lane. I think at this point I was hovering my delivery Tesla if I did need it. Again, he does overextend with the evil skeleton, so I just go for a log here. A log Eastward delivery does kill musketeer, kind of same interaction with the wizard too. So go for Tesla in the middle here and just go for a delivery here as well. Honestly, I don't think the Tesla position really matters against Hog 2.6 because sometimes they might go for Hog Rider and they might just like naked fireball a Tesla, and then they'll maybe get one Hog shot. But usually when you do try to defend a Hog Rider, I'll definitely say just always kind of see like what your opponent does, and then based off whatever they do, then kind of base your defense upon that. So let's go for the evil Tesla. Go for a log delivery here as well. Didn't want to really risk like him, getting not lucky, but the hog breaking through somehow, but it did not. I'll just go for Tesla Miner in the opposite lane here because I know that he does want to go in. And for some reason, he opted to not go for King activation. You guys can see it, right? I'm just kind of applying pressure at the right moments against Hog Rider. But like I said, there are a lot of different ways you guys can play this matchup. Whether that be, go for the minor chip and then chuck a few rockets. Or honestly, you can generally just rocket cycle the entire time. Again, I understand that rocket cycle is boring, but especially in this matchup, right? Right here's a good example, right? Of me just going in and then having to overcommit with the ice golem in the wrong lane. And just going for the E-Spirit to force out, like an Ice Spirit, and then you can't use the Ice Spirit on top of my Tesla. I feel like just always thinking ahead of Hog Rider, if that makes sense in a way. So right here, I feel that he was definitely going to outcycle me, so kind of wait a little bit. So I think right here, let's go for a log. Do I go for Tesla? I'm not really too sure. I think I do go for Tesla here. Yeah, so I do a panic for Tesla. Honestly, he did outcycle me. I don't think I was counting his cycle properly. Keep in mind, I think I'm playing like at 2 to 3 a.m. And it is freezing in Florida too, so there's that. But I think I just go for the minor chip here. Just go for, minor the front. What I always recommend is that whether you guys face Hog Earthquake or I guess Hog 2.6, I feel like going minor the front and pre-log is a really good play. Because usually most of the time, right, if they place a building on it, like a cannon in front, right, the minor will kill the cannon with the log if you play it. And then you're always gonna clip like some form of like skeletons or goblins unless they have guards, or you're gonna force it like a tank. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when you go minor log the front, I feel like usually you'll get a positive trade from them, and they always have to play stuff into the wrong lane. Again, whether you choose to play same lane or opposite lane against Hog 2.6, I really don't think it matters here. So this is what most Hog 2.6 players do. It's something that I don't really know if I want to say I understand it, because you're basically playing into a Dark Prince. You're basically playing into a Dark Prince in a Tesla delivery, but again, maybe Hog players know something I don't. So I do go for Tesla here. I think I probably should have went for a rocket high key because now my cycle is kind of bad. And you guys can see, right? He already is back to Hog Rider. He's gonna go for a log here as well. But in this moment, right, I was just, in the moment I was just like, I need to win this because if I lose this, then I probably won't get a single digit. But I think after I won this, I was like 4 to 5 games away from a single digit, and I think this replay will. Oh yeah, this should be Oli. I think yeah, I only played 5 games and then I got top 9 because I was like kind of trying to avoid the bad matchups. I feel like that's what most players, if you guys don't know, especially on top ladder, we all try to avoid our bad, quote unquote, bad matchups, right? Because we don't want to tilt. But I think it's when I felt pretty confident going in. So yeah, let's go to our next game here. Apparently this was Wero. I cannot confirm or deny that. I heard that it's Wero, but I mean, it probably is because I feel like Wero's really good at burst spam, and this looks like his type of deck. So when I saw this guy's name, I was kind of concerned, and I'm not gonna lie, my palms were getting kind of sweaty because I literally saw, you know, all my bad matchups go in, like Lava and like Minor Loon all go in, and Giant, yeah. Basically, basically when I was playing end season, right? Because I had my iPad on the side. Whenever I saw Lava player Q, I was like, go, 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 go! I need a Q. So right here, I just go for the Minor. So I see a boss man in a GK. I felt pretty good. I think the one thing I was concerned about was definitely him having a Mother Witch here. But let's go for Tesla in the middle here. And let's see what he's going to do. So he goes over his ability. Right here, I was kind of worried because he goes for like all of that. And I feel like he might have a zap here, but thankfully he did burn his boss man ability twice and then also GK ability. So I feel like that was kind of a scary push at first, but honestly, not the worst, I'd say, not the worst. At this point, I didn't know his entire deck. Excuse me. I didn't know his entire deck. I thought he would have a Mother Witch. I'll say if he had a Mother Witch, it would be really annoying because of the Evil Skeletons, but my Evil Skeletons don't really get a lot of value in this matchup, so as soon as I saw the Furnace, I was like, oh man. He has Furnace, which has infinite, unlimited range, by the way. A GK, which he can spam too. So he basically has two champions in a deck. So let's see here. Let's go for GK the back. I think I just go for a Log or E-Spirit. Yeah, let's go for a Log here. That's a perfectly timed Log. At this point, I was kind of telling myself, like, don't be too aggressive, right? I need to play good defense, and I should be able to win here. He does burn his ability, so I just go for my Evil Skeletons here. I guess forcing out his GK ability early, which I will take. Kind of bad Evil Skeletons, and then also, he did burn his boss bandit ability as well. Again, I'm honestly not really too sure if this was either Wero or not, but the way this guy was placing his abilities, I feel like it was way too aggressive. I think I have to go for E-Spirit here. Thankfully, the bandit does kill it. I don't think he activated King Tower. I don't think this guy activated King Tower versus me, but maybe he did. So again, I think at this point, I'm like, I can't make any mistakes, right? Because I can still win just through the fact that he has only Vines and Zap. But, you know, all of his cards can do a lot of damage here if, like, ignored and left unattended. So I have to go for the Minor here just to apply pressure. I was kind of hoping that Dark GK would have turned back so I wouldn't have went for a Rocket. I think I just do go for E-Spirit here and then go for Skeletons in the middle, most likely. Okay, now for Skeletons in the middle. They should first out his boss man ability here once again. I did go for a pre-delivery. Probably not a good delivery in my end, because now look, he has a cannon card too. I think it's the first time he did play his cannon card. I think he may try to pop his ability here, in which case he does. But now look, my Dark Prince gets so much value. When I tell you guys, man, Dark Prince is one of the most underrated tanks in this game. It needs a, you know, I don't know if they're ever going to bring back evolutions, but evolution, Evo DP, Evo Delivery, Heroic Dark Prince, one of these days, man. So let's go for Telson defense here. I know he's gearing up for a huge push, so I gotta be able to defend this. I think he do Skeletons to the side, because he has to Evo Zap this most likely. And go for free Log Delivery on the right side, and then go for Dark Prince here. I know he's gonna pop his ability, so I just immediately go for my Skeletons. I do miss, but again, you guys can see it, right? He burned his Evo Furnace for no reason, and then also his Boss Bandit ability, he also did burn it twice. So I think I'm ready to go for E-Spirit. You guys can see it, right? It's very stressful playing this deck. You know, I feel like in replays it's easier to see, but if one of you guys could like see me under, if it was cold, so like I had the blanket over my head, but playing this while it's like kind of cold, even with a heater on in the house, dude, at like 2 to 3 a.m. So I do go for Minor on the side here just to avoid the GK dash and go for Skeletons here in the opposite lane. Yeah, I do force out his ability. I think I do go for Delivery. Yeah, Delivery here on the right side. Like I'm already back to another DP, so I think he should pop his Boss Band ability one more time. Okay, he does not. So at this point, I'm gonna go for Minor here. I think I do hover my Rocket in the case that he, like, you know, he may want to play anything, but so I'm play it safe here. Go for the Evil Skeleton to drag back the Boss Bandit. Unfortunately, it does go back here, and this push is kind of scary, but not really too worried. Just go for Delivery here, and then I'm just playing defense at this point. GK does dash, but I'm just like, need to calm down. Just go for my E-Spirit here, and then for Dark Prince here as well. I am back to another Delivery Log here. So I think at this point, my hands were sweating real bad. I was like, oh shoot, I gotta be really careful. But, you know, I do have my Evil Tusk in my hand and also back to my Evil Skeleton. So I wasn't I was kind of panicking, but I was like, not really. I was like, I've been in these like situations before, so a delivery. Let's go for miner on defense here as well. Maybe that was a panic miner, but I think at this point I was like, okay, there's 11 seconds left, and then if I just defend good, then I should win here. So Dark Prince on defense. He does go for the prediction Evil Zap, but that doesn't work out. And you just see it, right, man? Defense does win games, but in this moment, I was just relieved that I had won. So I feel like bursting him again. If they don't have Magic Archer or Mother Witch, I would say it's good, but you need to play really good defense to win. Okay, so this is the next game here. This was against Igor. This is Igor, by the way, if you guys don't know. I don't know why he name changed. I don't know what this name means in Russian exactly, but this game I was stressing out because I knew what deck he had, and I was like, man, I wasn't nervous, but just like, man, he has Ice Spirit, Graveyard Mortar. So let's go for the Musketeer here. Again, I already knew his deck, so I think I'll just go for Rocket here immediately. If you guys don't know, if you guys know what deck they're running and you Rocket a Mortar right away, usually people are kind of slow when they throw their Rocket, so the Mortar will get one shot. But in some cases, if you Rocket right away, the Mortar does not get a shot, by the way. But it really has to be like just like that, dude. It has to be instantly. Yeah, to play instantly. So I know that he has the Spear Goblins here. Again, I don't really know why Igor is running Evil Ice Spirit. I mean, I think Evil Ice Spirit is very good against Beatdown. I mean, he was high on ladder, so when he was using this, but Igor is a master class. He does know how to exactly run Mortar. Any type of Mortar deck, whether it be a Skeleton Barrel, Graveyard, or even yeah, even a Miner, of course, Miner. So somehow that somehow that does lock my tower. I don't know how, but thankfully my East Spirit does connect back on top of it. I think right here I do go for my Dark Prince here because kind of have to overcommit on top of the Mortar. I don't think he tries to defend this, but in the case that he does, I just go for Evil Skeleton or Skeletons in the middle. I think at this point I am kind of low on Elixir. So right here, if I did not hit this Rocket, I would have lost the game. I had a feeling that he was back to Evil Mortar. But thankfully he does place to the side, and then I go for a not necessary East Spirit. But I feel like in that moment, I was just like, man, I don't want that Mortar hitting my tower. So he does get a King Tower activation here. At this point, I was kind of uncomfortable because I was like, man, he just activated King Tower. But at the same time, right, my Rocket hit 10 Elixir, which was a Heroic Musketeer and also Evil Mortar. And I guess it was a decent trade because I was up 4, but he also did activate the King Tower. And then also, when he goes Graveyard here, I want you guys to look at my hand in the Evil Tesla. I thought that people knew this, and I think with the new bounties coming out, I'm not really sure if this will stay the same. But if your opponent plays the Graveyard, right? If your opponent places the Graveyard, and then if there's nothing tanking for it, an Evil Tesla will fully counter the Graveyard. I thought most people knew that as an interaction, but I feel like that's pretty good for Minor Rocket, right? Because I think now, like, I would probably counter most Graveyard decks. Not most Graveyard decks, but I guess anything that is not Giant Graveyard or like Mortar Graveyard, I would say that Evil Tesla really destroys it. So I think right here, I just go for East Spirit. I can't really place my my Tesla, but I guess I do here in this situation, just for it to distract and go for Evil Skeleton Split. I do have to waste it, unfortunately, but I don't really have a choice here. And then Delivery does clean everything up here. Go for East Spirit here at the last second. So again, at this point, I'm just trying to play defense here. I'm really trying to save my Evil Tesla for his Graveyard. So let's go for Delivery here. And again, just keep on playing the distraction game. I know he's back to his Graveyard here, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Go for Evil Tesla on defense here and go for Dark Prince here as well. I feel like as long as nothing is tanking. Okay, that was a bad example. I feel like if nothing was tanking for that Graveyard there, like the Musketeer, I feel like Tesla would have fully countered. But I go Miner at the back here. I don't know why, but most pros always love going Miner to the back. It just works. I know that may seem like not a good play, but let's go for Tesla on defense. I think at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm surviving single. If I can just get back to my Evil Tesla, then I should be fine. But I'm still 2 away. I think I do go for the Evil Skeletons here, and then he does go for a well-placed ability, but thankfully the Evil Knight does die, and then Evil Skeletons are cooking up here. I do try to go Miner to get like a sneaky Evil Skeleton on his tower. I think right here it does go for Evil Mortar in the opposite lane, and right here I was kind of starting to panic. I'm not gonna lie, but I figured that he would try to overcommit, or he would just try to apply pressure. And yes, you're right. So I noticed that he does go for that play with the applying pressure in both lanes. So I'll just go for Tesla and then go for a well-timed East Spirit and then go for a Log here as well. But now I'm losing. By this point, right, I've always told you guys that I think Minor Rocket has one of the best defenses in the game. So I just go for Rocket here, which I kind of have to. And then at this point, I know that if I place my Tesla, like, away from all his troops, the Tesla will fully counter. I go for a Log here as well. And look at that, man. Look at that Tesla placement. Although I thought that people knew about this, that's why I never like brought it up. But I don't know with the new graveyard pattern that it has. Apparently, supposedly, that it would if it'll still fully counter graveyard. I think it should since it got more of a nerf. But I'm not too sure. But I think at this point there's still 18 seconds left, so let's go for Dark Prince, go for delivery here. And you guys have no idea how excited I was to win this. He was like, if I'm being Eigor, man, who is like probably, yeah, he's definitely the GOAT of like almost any mortar variation. I felt very good going to the next game here. But yeah, that's game 3. I mean, it's a pretty clean game, to be honest. I feel like I could have played better, you know, if I didn't eat that mortar shot in single. But you know, it's a great game against Eigor, what can I say? Okay, so now we're going to go to game 4. So I think at this point, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to draw at first. I don't know if it'll pop up, but I did say good game because I was just like, man, he's so much lower than me. And George is really good at mortar. And I do want to say, right, in this game, I was lagging a little bit. And I think with this game, there was like 25 minutes, or there's like half an hour left. So if I had lost this game, say goodbye to my single digit. But I mean, spoiler alert, I won, right? So right here, let's go for the Dark Prince in the middle. I know that George likes to play this matchup very, kind of not aggressively, but he loves to like over defend his mortars. So I think right here, I do go for my E-Spirit, or I should. I think I do end up missing the log here. But yeah, I do end up missing the log, and then I think I'm lagging at this point, so I think I exit out of my game or something. So I just eat that damage. So not the best start, right? But let's see what he does. So I think I just go for delivery here, obviously. I know he has his minions. So I think he'll probably just go for another mortar and then like minions on defense. Maybe go for skeletons first. And then I'll go for minions. And then I think I just go minor on defense here. And I kind of have to overcommit with the E-Spirit. Oh yeah, and then I also missed my Tesla placement as well. So I think at this point, I fully closed my app. Or no, I think I went Dark Prince to the back first. And then I fully closed my app because I just didn't want to take any chances. Because I was on data, right? Because I don't want to take my Wi-Fi being like complete garbage. So, and I was still getting the red Wi-Fi bar. So I think in this moment, I decided to close my app and reopen it. And when I reopened it, I saw Evil Mortar on my tower. And you guys can see, right? He plays Evil Mortar. I obviously would have rocketed that, but I think I just got back in the game. So that Mortar just get one shot here. And you guys can see, right? At this point, I'm down 1,300 damage. And I was like, oh, freaking man, dude. If I lose this, the dream is over. So I think at this point, I was just like, okay, I know he just burns the Evil Mortar. I did take a shot. So and then he's also holding on to his Evil Skeleton Barrel. So of course, like I've always told you guys, in this matchup, you always want to kind of save your Evo for their Evo. Especially in this matchup, I feel like having the Evo Tesla for the Skeleton Barrel is very important. So I think at this point, George tried to go for like the Fireball cycle. And I was like, oh man, I can't let you do that. Or maybe you can. So let's go for Miner here just to apply some sort of pressure. I have to go for Rocket. I know that if he was more opposite lane, I'm not going to use my Evo Tesla on that. Again, I'm just saving it for his barrel. And I think that's what he's trying to do too. He's trying to force out my Evo Tesla. So then once I do that, right, he can just go for a free Skeleton Barrel. So instead of like, you know, wasting my Evo Tesla, I'm just going to keep on selecting my cards here. I feel like he might go Dark Elf the middle. So I can just like log the Dark Elf away and just reset, right? Let's go for delivery. Go for E-Spirit the middle here just to distract everything. And then go for Dark Prince the middle here as well. And you can see, like, he is back to his Evil Mortar, but I think maybe he was getting too confident with the damage lead because I feel like he kept on trying to go for, yeah, he kept on trying to go for the Fireball cycle, which I guess if you're up 1,300 damage, that could, you know, that could maybe do something, but I don't think so. I feel like, again, Minor Rocket, you need, like, a little bit more damage here, especially in Triple Elixir. And again, he still has not played his Evil Skeleton Barrel, and I haven't played my Evil Tesla yet either. I think I do eventually play my Evil Tesla, I just don't know when. So right here, I just go in with the Miner, because I know that he did just burn his Bar Barrel here as well. And you guys can see, right, he has to overcommit with like a lot of defense with a Bar Barrel. He has to cycle back to it, and then go for the minions here. So go for Dark Prince here once again. You guys can see, right, instead of being down like basically 2 rockets and, yeah, 2 rockets, I'm only down like a rocket and like a few minor hits here. So I think right here, I do go for fire or a rocket. I do actually hit both things, so you have to overcommit with skeletons here. And he has to go for a Bar Barrel here as well. Okay, he does not. I lied, by the way. I lied. So I think at this point, I felt pretty confident going in. I was just like, okay, I just need to play my normal defense and I should be fine. I think right here, I do go for my Evil Tesla just because at this point, I'm just like, okay, if you're going to play your Skeleton Barrel, you'll have to play it soon. And I know I can get back to another Tesla if in case you do go for it. So yeah, in this case, I do go for the rocket since he went for a naked fireball, which did not hit anything. And then now I play the skeleton barrel, but I just go for a log here as well. Place down my evil skeletons. Yeah, I think at this point it's a fireball cycle race versus rocket, which I don't think he's gonna win personally. So I think I'm gonna go for Tesla on defense here. So my next evil will be my Tesla. He does go for the ability here as well. Pretty bad ability though, which is now I just go for mine at the front and just go for a log here as well. And with just 18 seconds left, I'm just like, okay, I need to defend and I should be fine. So let's go for my Dark Prince here. I'm going to eat the Dark Elf, of course, in the opposite lane. Because my tower's at full HP. Go for the Miner on the side here. And then use her Fireball. But I think at this point, I just go for Rocket. And just like that, man. What a comeback. And I think at this point, there was like 10 minutes left. And let's say I was getting hella nervous. So, and then, of course, the game for top 7 was to beat Ian 7-7. I actually did talk to Ian before. Like, we did draw. Like, if you guys go watch my last video, I did draw him. But we both agreed upon is that, like, if we were ever in, like, the last hour, or if one of us needed a game to get a good finish, we would just play it out. Although I did talk to Ian a little bit, and Ian did tell me that he didn't. Yeah, I mean, I knew that this was the game for single digit. But I don't think Ian knew that. I feel like if Ian knew that, he probably wouldn't have been so aggressive here, because he does go for the graveyard and he does go for the vines here as well. So I may just like overcommit here. I don't want to take any sort of damage, so you can see like, I'm placing everything down. And to be fair to Ian, I mean, if you guys are watching, I was watching some of his games. Yeah, I was watching some of his games, so I needed like a short break. But he was, no joke, he was literally going Knight Graveyard the bridge against like anyone he faced. So I mean, if that doesn't show how broken Graveyard is, because Ian is on a Graveyard one trick, and the fact that I think he finished like top 30 or something. I feel like top 30 is pretty solid, especially with the win con that you don't one trick at all, by the way. But yeah, Ian was being very aggressive here, but I had a feeling that I would win this because, again, if I was beating like matchups like, you know, Lava, Expo, and I was telling you before, right, with that Tesla placement, it fully counters Graveyard, and especially since Ian doesn't really have like a real tank to catch the Miner. I guess he's the Knight, but then he has to overcommit with an ability. And I would also have my, why are there 3 Knights charging on the, okay, I don't know what that emote is. But yeah, with Ian having, like, no solid catches, I have the East Spirit for his Graveyard, I have the East Spirit for his Evil Skeletons. He can't really do too much to punish me here, so again, I'm basically just kind of playing, or waiting for him to go for a push, and then I just go for a counter push here. I would say that this is a pretty easy matchup, I would say. I mean, I think Ian called it a hard counter. I mean, would I call it a hard counter? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So right here, just go for the rocket, and then, yeah, I didn't really expect him to pop his ability, but I was targeting my evil skeletons anyway in the case that he did. So I think at this point, I'm just like, okay, he does burn his poison, so he can't really go for like, you know, his graveyard push. So he's to reset with LP the back here. But look at my hand, right? I have East Spirit, I have delivery for his graveyard. So I think right here, let's go for Dark Prince opposite lane. Again, let's go for graveyard here a little bit low. I think he might try to go for vines here because see, right? It's just clean up everything. I really hope that Tesla placement still counters Graveyard the same way. Again, I haven't played much of the balance changes, but we're gonna have to see here. Man, honestly, I don't know, man. This is just, it was just insane. It was definitely just insane to say the least. I mean, I was going for Dark Prince just to apply pressure because I know that if Ian tries to go in, I can always like just defend pretty much perfectly. Like, in this matchup, I didn't really take too much damage here, but I would just like to keep this in mind too, right? Because, like, I know API, like, Royale API will show the deck leaderboards. Like, they'll show, like, the top 10 players and what their decks were. Dude, I can't wait for them to release that, right? Because every person in the top 10 except for me at least used at least one hero, I'm pretty sure. Or, like, some sort from, like, a broken Evos, but it's just nothing, like, honestly, it's like this, right? I just can't believe that a deck like this worked in the meta, right? Again, I'll say this again. This is the OG deck that started everything on this channel. And the fact that 5 years later, or 5 to 6 years later, that this deck it's still good. And this is without any, like, realistic heroes or champions, by the way. And I mustered a top 7 from this. So, I mean, I think that's should be it. That was my games that basically got me top 7. I don't really know what else to say. When I'd won this, I was just like, wait, did I get a new finish here? And it's just, yeah, I don't. I mean, just look, dude. Top 7, dude. Top 7. Unbelievable, man. I don't really know what to say. That will probably be the end of the. Yep, there's that video. Oh wait, we can stop now. Okay, I'm gonna shut down my iPad and just talk to you guys for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that is pretty much it, dude. I don't really. I don't know, man. It's just. I don't know, dude. The deck works, you know. I you know what's funny is that like when I was working on my mind control guide, right? When they had dropped the heroes, I literally had told myself that, oh, I literally told myself if they drop the heroes like this, they would like kill off Minor Rocket, and not even 2 months later, yeah, not even like 2 months, like 2 or 3 months later, I literally finished top 7 with this deck. It's just unbelievable. I guess I still have it with Minor Rocket, and I was like calling myself washed on stream too. That's the craziest part, but. You know, it's good. It's good to see that Minor Rocket is still very much viable, and if I'm able to finish top 7, then I feel like any of you can, hit Ultimate Champion. Whether that be you want to get 15k or 12k trophies in Trophy Road, you want to win your first Grand Challenge, your first Classic Challenge, get your first top 10k, get your first top 1k. Anything's possible, right? Because if you had generally told me that if you had told me 2 to 3 months ago when Heroes first were released, you're gonna say, "Hey Nate, you're gonna finish top 10, or even you're gonna get a new finish with the deck that started everything," I would not have believed you. So I guess that means anything is possible. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, me getting single digit, it's fun and all, but it's not gonna change me for me to stop using the deck. I'm still gonna go for the best finish I can. So I heard someone says get top 5, get top 1. At this point, I'm just playing deck for you guys and playing deck for me to learn. But I think I kind of want to venture into competitive, like I said. Maybe stop being a one trick, but Minor Rocket will always be my favorite deck, and Dark Prince will always be my favorite tank. And I don't know, man. Like I'm telling you guys, if they ever release a heroic Dark Prince, dude, or even a heroic delivery, top 1 is mine. Nothing is stopping me. I will bring my Codename account out of retirement, and I will grind until I'm top 1 on that account. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to upload, what to upload, when to upload, just be a better YouTuber in general. And streaming's going good too, but yeah. It's been Nate. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later, man.